Folks, you may not know this about Chris Simms. He doesn't look like he's all that strong. I would not mess with him. And in full disclosure, I would not. If you see Chris Simms walking down the street, don't mouth him off. I would not mess with him. He will thump you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that very much.
Don't mess with me, okay?
Bam! I forgot my hype man, Mike Porter. You see this? Don't mess with this.
He is a big dude.
Don't mess with this.
6'5"?
6'5".
Yep.
Now,
yeah,
I'm like 231, 232. I went through like phases of my career, all right? So what's up, everybody? Chris Simms here, Paul Burmeister. We got the Chris Simms Unbuttoned podcast. We're going to just hit breaking news that happened from the weekend. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about some narratives that are surrounded, or at least surrounding the draft, whether we think they're true or not true. But get to the question is, I kind of went through like two phases. Like my career, I made a Jameis Winston decision, like maybe year one of my NFL career.
Where's this going?
Where my dad was like, yeah, the good Jameis Winston here, okay? Football field Jameis Winston, where because he's going up to 250 pounds this year, right? He's been talking about that because he's going to be playing in that Bruce Arians offense, and then Bruce wants him to stand there and take shots to throw to the guy at 50 yards down the field, right? But my rookie year in the NFL, I realized, okay, I'm not going to make a living running away from people. Mm-hmm. That's not happening. And I went home in the offseason, and my dad was like, yeah, why don't you, Christopher, I think you should just, play at 240 this year.
Legs and butt talk.
Play at 240
Dad.
And just, put some armor on. This is my dad voice for anybody out there that's listening. Put some armor on and just stand in there and throw that ball, And I kind of went to that where, after my rookie year where I was probably 225, I said, okay, I'm going to start lifting a little heavy, and went to like 235, 238. Then my career got over, and I went back to the 225 range. But now I've hit 38 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the metabolism is slowing down.
Dude, wait till you're 48, Christopher. Sound like your dad here.
What did you play at when you were going strong?
I was at 215.
Yeah, okay.
And now I'm in between 210 and 215. So I've been able to kind of hang around in that space. But I'm telling you, man, post 40,
I believe it.
You'll
every
be fighting
2
off
years,
235 every day.
I can, because it's my first year of my life where I go, oh, I ate unhealthy this week.
And you feel it.
And then I feel it, and I see it when I stand it on the scale.
Yeah, right?
Like Sunday night, I'm like, holy crap, I haven't seen that number in a while. I can't believe
and
that.
There it is.
Yeah, I never had to worry about that.
Hey, first time I've been here on Monday.
Yeah, what up?
Thanks for having me around.
How you doing?
2 days this week. So back Wednesday. So don't get too tired of me.
Full week of you and me. Then we're going to Notre Dame. We're going to do the spring game. Right. So we're hoping we're going to talk a little Notre Dame football and some of the guys that they got coming out in the draft maybe later in the week. That's a possibility, right? Yeah. I mean, they got some holes to fill this year. But no, I hope you don't get sick of me. You're the
I hadn't considered it that way yet.
Nice, you talk nice. I'm the loudmouth Jersey guy, so it's going to be you that gets sick of me if anything happens here.
You pulled off very well.
Thanks.
And
Thanks.
You kind of laid out a number of things we're going to do today.
Yeah.
Let's start. The draft only 2.5 weeks away.
I know.
We kind of get to this point of the season in April where all of a sudden it's almost here. So you mentioned the narratives.
Right.
And I think what we want to do is kind of take a shot at maybe busting some of the narratives that have developed up to this point, pick them apart.
Right.
Maybe they deserve to stick around. Maybe they deserve to be kind of shot down a little bit. So we have 10.
Yeah.
10 draft narratives, 2.5 weeks till the draft.
Gotcha.
Number one,
no
pun intended, Kyler Murray is going to the Cardinals.
I
believe it?
I do believe it. I believe it, one, because I think the love affair with Cliff Kingsbury is real on Kyler Murray. I think he knows this kid. He feels comfortable with this kid. When you start throwing out words of like, he's the number one pick in the draft and freak of nature, those are like subliminal messages of like Cliff Kingsbury, what he thinks of the guy in his mouth. And I know that was back in October.
Yeah.
But I think between that, I've heard about Cliff Kingsbury talking to people about the quarterback situation. And the people I know in the NFL, everyone seems to think it's Kyler Murray number one to the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I don't know if Arizona definitely has that for sure, right away, but I think it's going that way unless they get some trade offer for a Josh Rosen.
That's the thing. Everybody in the top 10, like the message is always, we're open for business.
Right.
Call us. Do you think they're open for business there?
I do. I do think they're open for business, but I think it would take really a monumental type deal. A trade that just absolutely blows them away to go, okay, we love Kyler Murray, but this is such a, just an unbelievable amount of draft picks and assets that we can get here.
And the amount that teams have to give up to get there. I was talking to one team in the top 10, and he was like, hey, listen to what I would have to give up to get there.
Yeah.
The number of high picks for years you have to give up. It's hard. It's almost hard to justify.
Yeah, it is. It's hard to justify. You're going to be giving away a number of players and people who can contribute to your team for a lot of years to come when you give away those draft picks. And of course, also you're losing the money of being able to have the draft younger guy on. Now you're going to have to sign a free agent who's going to be more expensive. So that's where it kind of messes with the imbalance of your team or the balance of your team. Murray is special though, and that's again. If I was going to say one thing about Kyler Murray, what I don't understand, I see a lot of big boards where, okay, he's talked about as being the number 1 pick in the draft, but then when I get to top 50 big boards, he's number 8 or number 12. And that I don't understand.
Where would you have him?
Well, in any other year, when we're talking about a quarterback being number 1, he's the number 1 player on the board. And it's not just because of the quarterback position on this one. I mean, again.
Maybe it's because the defensive line talent is so strong this year.
Maybe, and I understand that. But I don't understand him being so far down the road. When you're seeing a quarterback who you and I have played quarterback, we both, I think, would agree with this. We're seeing a guy where we'd go, I haven't seen too many people who can run like that in the history of the position like he can, right? Yes, I know the size is not perfect, but then as you and I both have talked before, too, the throwing is damn special,
really
too.
Good, yeah.
It's really good. And then the throwing on the run is special. So to me, I feel like people are either being biased or still locked onto their preconceived notions about what he was back in October and haven't come off that and taking for what it is right now, where he's the number 1 player in the draft.
He's your number 1?
He's a number 1. And then, the other thing that goes into this conversation with the trading out is the Rosen market.
Yeah, Josh Rosen.
It's the market. And it's who is it going to be that's going to make the play?
Okay, so 2 questions.
Yeah.
I want to see your feelings on who it's going to be. But first, what's he worth? If you're a team that wanted him, you're willing to give up what to get him?
That's a very good question. I think if I felt like our team was going to be a quality football team, I don't know if I would have a hard time giving away an end of the first round, middle first round pick. I think I could swallow that for a guy that
You'd give up first.
I think I would.
It kind of feels to me like I'm seeing.
It doesn't seem like that market's
second
there.
Or third.
I know.
Like a second almost might be a reach.
Right. I would say this much. If Josh Rosen was in this draft, I think his value is he's every bit as good as the top 3 quarterbacks we talk about as Haskins, Murray, and Locke. In fact, I would probably say from what I evaluated last year to this year, I think Rosen would probably be ahead of Locke and Haskins as far as if we just ranked them as they were coming out right now. So, yeah, I do think. Now, I don't want to give away a top 10 pick. So if you're a team like, let's just say the Miami Dolphins, who are right there on the edge of the top 10, and their team's not going to be very good next year, and we're not expecting it to be. There's a very good chance they could be in the top 10 once again. That's one where I go, I don't know if I'm going to trade away a future top 10 pick for Josh Rosen now.
Don't you think they could get him with their second, though?
Probably. And maybe you have to package some other picks along with it. Might take 2 twos, something like that along.
Or a good player.
Or a good player to go along with it. But yes, the market for Rosen is the big question. And the one thing that I've heard is the Redskins are the team who have had the most conversations with the Arizona Cardinals. I think they're the team that are hottest on this whole trade for Josh Rosen thing. I do think the New York Giants are involved, but from everything I've heard from people, league insiders and things like that, it does seem like the Redskins are the team that's most interested right now in at least making something happen with Josh Rosen.
Probably something that'll happen on draft night. The deadline will push it.
Seems like it.
You right?
Yes, and maybe you have to, if you're sitting with the Redskins, who I believe are the 16th pick, a lot's going to go on what happened before us.
Yeah.
If all 3 of those quarterbacks that we just talked about are gone, and now they go, damn, we don't want to take Daniel Jones at 16.
Right.
Okay, maybe we do need to make a move for Josh Rosen, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
And the Daniel Jones
15th,
mention is a deep tease for what's coming up at number 9 for our draft busters here. But it would have been a great first round just to watch anyway. With the defensive talent quarterbacks, the Josh Rosen thing, I think takes it to the next level.
It does.
If it waits until then to go down. All right, at number 2. Nick Bosa is the safest pick in the draft. You buying that or no?
I'm buying that. I'm not going to just sit here and say hands down he's the safest pick, but he's in that conversation.
I don't like the term safe when you're talking about a top 5 pick. About 10 years ago, we had this conversation with a bunch of guys I was working with. Who's the safest pick in this year's draft? Everybody said, oh, it's easy. It's Braylon Edwards.
Sure.
How did that turn out? So,
not pretty.
This safe thing can almost be a hex.
Well, I get what you're saying. So what I would take it, though, is when we say safest, I don't think it's necessarily okay, an indictment on what he is as a player. I think what they're saying when the safest is going, okay, his absolute worst is an 8-sack-a-year type of guy or a 7-sack-a-year type of guy.
Right.
I think that's at least that's what I took it as. Not necessarily that he's a slam dunk, going to lead the NFL in sacks every year, but saying I don't really see any downside. And a lot of times you do have bust factor with top 10 picks because, again, we've talked about this a lot. It's projections. It's, this guy has an elite trait, and I think it will translate to the NFL. Oh, it didn't translate because of this, this, and this, whatever it may be. But that's why bust happened in the top 10. And, yeah, I go Bosa, Quinnen Williams, okay? Hey, Kyler Murray's in that conversation for me.
You're number one.
Yep. And
are you having the conversation for safest
I
pick?
think so, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, the only thing that's negative about Kyler Murray, again, is size.
But there's so many other things that go into a quarterback being successful.
I get it. But, again, I just look at the checklist and go, good decision maker, accurate thrower, quick release, wants to stay in the pocket. And then when he gets out of the pocket, watch out. So I don't have any issues with that. Again, I would have a very hard time watching Kyler Murray and thinking, oh, he'll probably just be a backup one day.
Right.
I mean, I think he's a star in the league at some point. And then Devin White. Devin White's another guy I might throw in that conversation.
We're going to get to Devin White.
He's on the list.
You want to save it?
Yeah, I'll save it. Go ahead.
Devin White's coming up at number 8 just before Daniel Jones.
Oh, good.
You're getting really good at this. You're getting really good at this half host, half analyst thing. All right, moving on to number 3. And these are draft narratives that we are either buying into or shooting down. Josh Allen is the perfect fit for the Jets at number 3.
Well, no, I'm not buying this one bit. And, I mean, I don't think it shocks you, okay? No. Okay, yes. But Josh Allen, okay, again, I don't necessarily love the specimen, the athlete. I know he had the sack production at Kentucky. I think the way he got his sacks at Kentucky, though, is not necessarily going to translate to the getting sacks in the NFL.
To that system for the Jets or just to the NFL?
To the NFL in general, I would say, for one. And then for number 2, the Jets are looking for a real edge pass rusher. And they're being talked about, one, as a team that's open for business for trading down.
Right.
So that tells me they don't evaluate the guy as a superstar edge pass rusher. Now, you've heard me say that before. Now, let me throw another thing, of just connect the dots or, what we've seen in recent history. I'm going to throw 2 names at you here. Okay, I hear with Josh Allen a lot. He's Anthony Barr, okay? Well, I think
and that's good.
It's good. But Anthony Barr played defensive end in college football. Right. I mean, that's what he did. He put his hand down, and we had to project him to playing middle linebacker in the NFL. And I think when all said and done, I think if you look back at it, Anthony Barr's a really good football player, don't get me wrong, but I would question whether he was a top 10 pick. Right? If I just had to go back and reevaluate it now and go, oh, okay, he's definitely a middle linebacker. I evaluate him as a top 10 pick because I thought, okay, he can play some stand-up linebacker, but he's going to come off the edge and put his hand down and be a force in the pass rushing aspect of the football game. And he's not that. So to me, that knocks you down a few spots. Vic Beasley.
Yeah.
Okay, there's another guy. Same thing. Play defense end. Okay, oh, damn, he can't do anything but speed rush in the NFL. What are we going to do with him? We're going to stand him up a middle linebacker. And, okay, yes, that's good.
So it's more the position that they're inside now instead of,
You're changing the position. It's a total projection right there from that. And the Jets don't necessarily need that kind of guy right now with C.J. Mosley as a middle linebacker along with Avery Williamson. They need that true edge guy, and I think that's why they're in business for trading down.
That was very well done. Of the 3 we've done, that was my favorite.
That was my best one? Okay,
so
good. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Number 4, Ed Oliver comparisons to Aaron Donald.
Ooh, they're real. They are real. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that out loud either. But Ed Oliver is a freak of nature. 6'2", 287. Paul, the move around like that guy does.
Why does he drop so much?
Well, because I think, again, it's a little bit of the projection thing. He played out of position in college. He's a 287 nose tackle in college football. Yeah. So he has moments of teams double team him, and he gets moved out of there. Okay, yeah, he's not perfect that way. So you got to almost project him at another position. He's got to be a 3 technique, play on the outside edge of a guard's shoulder, or maybe play defensive end in certain downs of distance. But I think a 3 technique. He's going to be that kind of guy. Again, I want to remind everybody, Aaron Donald is awesome, okay? I'm not trying to take away anything from Aaron Donald, but I want to bring up this fact while I pull up a stat real quick.
What are we looking at here?
Well, I want to look at Rams defense, okay?
Yeah.
So the Rams defense this year in football was 19th overall. You see them right here, right?
Say overall in yards or points?
In yards. So they're 19th overall in yards. And where are they at in rushing? Right here. So this is where they're at in rushing.
Yeah, 20th.
23rd.
23rd. Okay.
Right.
Isn't it a little misleading because they were up so much in so many games? I mean, those numbers, how many yards they gave up a game total and on the ground. I mean, most of the games they were up a couple touchdowns.
Well, certainly. Yeah, I mean, it's a valid point. But all my point is, I'm trying to say, and I'm not taking away anything from Aaron Donald. He's the best defensive player in football. I'm just saying he's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
He's not perfect. That I could show a lot of tape or plays on film and go, here's a double team on Aaron Donald, and he's 3 yards down the field.
Right.
And they just ran right at him for 15 yards right up the middle. So, again, not a knock. I'm just saying we all look for perfect, and perfect doesn't exist. Ed Oliver is an amazing, freaky athlete who is certainly one of the 10 best prospects in the draft because people that are 6'2", 287 that can move the way he moves, like a middle linebacker, just don't come around that often. Right.
And I think you're ranking defensive linemen with
Wednesday.
Sometime soon?
Yeah.
On Wednesday, okay.
Yeah. Are you working Wednesday or is that a day off for you?
I've heard, unless you don't like something that happened here today, I've heard that I'm back on Wednesday.
Okay, good.
And it sounds like he might be your top defensive lineman when we get there.
I'll never tell.
It's another deeper tease there. Offense. How about we go back to offense?
Yeah.
Number 5 narrative. We're trying to shoot holes in here.
Okay.
DK Metcalf, your number 1 wide receiver.
Right.
His top billing is based on optics and projection.
Yeah, true. Okay, so I guess I'm not going to fight it back against that narrative. That narrative is true.
Didn't scare you away from having a number
it doesn't
1.
scare me away. It doesn't. Hey, sometimes you just have to go, okay, let's not over-evaluate this. Every time I turn it on, he can run by anybody that covers him. He's the biggest guy out there, and he has the ability to catch a short route and break a tackle and run for 60 yards up the sideline. And yes, I mean, and then look at the body.
Great.
So, yeah, he improved his stock by showing the physical specimen that he is at the wide receiver position, what he did at the combine. And, yeah, the production's not going to be perfect, but you know what else wasn't perfect? His quarterback at Ole Miss, the crappy freaking offense they played in. You know, it's not his fault the coach only taught him 3 routes to run his whole college career. So, yes, a lot of his games are projection. But one of the ones I feel pretty safe in projecting because I'm just not going to overthink some things like this. Man, when you're that big and that fast, and I can turn on a game like Alabama or some of the other games and go, okay, here's the first play of the game. I know which one he is.
Right. How are his ball skills?
They're very good. Yeah, his route running needs work. But again, for a guy that's 6'2", 228 and can run the way he can, I'm not going to go, I don't know. I mean, this guy, he's so freaky. I don't know if he can run a curl route. Right. Ooh, that might be too much to ask one of the freakiest athletes coming out in the draft. So let's not overanalyze. And again, it might not be perfect next year, but because of the great speed and physicality of the player, his choppy route running, he's going to get away with it because he's going to scare the death DBs that are going deep, like I talk about a lot.
From wide receiver, let's go to tight end. Are you ready to make a trip to Iowa City?
Oh,
I know you want
ready?
to. I know you want to.
I do.
We're going to get you back there sometime.
I'm
You're
a
back.
fan.
I mean, you've probably never been.
I've
been
for
the first time.
I've been to Ames, Iowa. It's not the same. No, it's not. And I've stayed close to Iowa City. Okay, but yeah, you're right. Gosh, I stayed I can't even remember the name of the hotel. No, I did not go hunting. Sorry, that's not for me.
You're not going to take the bait?
No, I'm not going to. No, I'm going to talk about that later.
Okay, tight end. TJ Hawkinson is better than Noah Fant. What do you think?
Ooh, man, this is a close one. Okay. I'm going to say I'm really up in the air here. I've kind of gone back and forth with my projection here. But I think overall, yes, I'd probably say TJ Hawkinson is the better overall football player. Now, does Fant maybe have a higher ceiling? Could be maybe more of a superstar in the NFL? Yes, because he has special straightaway speed, like a Jared Cook, who, anybody who watched the Raiders last year could catch a slant on the inside and run right up the middle of the field and outrun safeties for 60-yard touchdowns. He can do stuff like that. He's not as Evan Ingram and Jordan Reed as I thought he was, Noah Fant. He's a little more of a straight liner, not as quick as I maybe initially gave him credit for. And he's not as physical as Hawkinson. I think that's the big thing that I would just give Hawkinson the overall edge. Yes, he's not the athlete and maybe quite the specimen, but it's not too far off from where Noah Fant is. But yes, with the run blocking, and I'll tell you another thing I look at is when he catches the ball, he's a little more willing to take and receive or even deliver out contact as compared to Noah Fant, to where I would just give him the edge there, especially at the tight end position where I go, you're going to have to catch some balls down the middle of the field where people are going to be beating down on you and want to tear your head off.
Yeah.
And are you going to be able to handle that physicality? And I think Hawkinson's maybe a little more set up or ready for it than Noah Fant is at this point of his career. Right.
Let's say you're a team, you're GM of a team picking 20 to 30.
Right.
To take a tight end is kind of a luxury pick for you. You didn't think either one would be there. They're both there. You don't have to have either one, but wow, you can picture your offense with a wonderful tight end. Which one's your guy?
Fant's the guy there. I think if you have a tight end, you go, okay, like you're saying, and I think the scenario you're giving is we have good tight ends, nothing special.
Yeah.
Our tight end here, whoever it is, he can do everything, but he's not like a special mismatch nightmare. I think that's when you go, you know what? Okay, Hawkinson and Fant are on the board. We kind of have a guy similar to Hawkinson already. Let's see if we can hit a home run with Fant and maybe get like a Jimmy Graham, a Travis Kelce, a Jared Cook type of guy who is truly a mismatch out in the field.
All right, let's go back to the other side of the ball. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. We're going to stay.
Who do you prefer, Mr. Iowa City?
Putting me in this position
I know.
now.
It's tough. It is tough. I mean, again, we're talking about two awesome players, so we're not putting anyone down here.
It feels to me like Fant is more likely to be that matchup nightmare that everybody's looking for.
Right.
When you're done with the motion and the formations, you're ready to snap the ball, who's lined up on somebody he can beat? Noah Fant, probably that guy a little more right now. Hawkinson, more the complete player. So I guess it all depends on what your offense requires.
Yep.
But if I'm a quarterback, I might want Fant a little more.
Yeah,
if he's more likely to beat that sixth defensive back who's on the field, or the half safety, half linebacker.
There's definitely more sex appeal there.
Probably the guy.
Yeah.
All right, at running back, this is the narrative. It's Josh Jacobs from Alabama, and then everybody else.
True.
How close is the next guy?
I mean, if Josh Jacobs goes in the top 20 of the draft, I would have no problem with that. I would think Josh Jacobs goes somewhere between, let's say, 15 and 25 or somewhere in that range. I don't think you're going to see any other running back come off the board until I'm going to say somewhere around pick 4, somewhere between 40 and 60. Yeah, so he is in a class of his own. Josh Jacobs is different in this aspect. One, he's an Alabama running back who doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on his body. It's amazing. I mean, to the point where I watch film at times and go, wait, why is Damian Harris still in there? Is there something about Josh Jacobs that I don't know, that they're not playing him more? I don't know what that is, but either way, it's a good thing going forward for his career. Two, hey, I understand there's things about, his 40, he ran a 4.6 and all that. Hey, don't forget, he came off a groin injury at the end of the year, so that was something he had to deal with in training for the 40 and doing all that. Also, I think you've heard me say this, I just don't give a damn what his 40 is.
Right.
Because when you're breaking everybody's ankles and outrunning everybody to the corner for a touchdown every week in the SEC against guys who I see run the 40 who are running faster times than him, but he's outrunning them, I'm a little less prone to care about it. And yes, I think he stands alone. He's a more powerful Alvin Kamara. That's what I look at him like.
Wow.
That's what I look at him like. And I was all over Alvin Kamara when he came out. Same thing. Didn't have enough carries either.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Can he catch even close to that well?
He can. Wow. From everything I've seen, he has the ability to be, first and second down between the tackles, third down. We could put him in the slot. Or, we'd leave him back here by a Drew Brees or whatever, and we could throw a screen to him. He is really versatile, really dangerous football player.
So someone in the teens is going to get a steal.
I think so. I think it's somewhere in there, somewhere between 15 and 25,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's stay with the same idea about the top one or two guys, where they are, and then like a giant perceived divide between them and the next guys. This one's at linebacker. At linebacker, it's Devin White and Devin Bush, and then everybody else.
Yeah. I think that's a fair statement. I mean, I would even say, and again, the Devins per se, that combo right there, they are in a class of their own. And I think Devin White is probably even another notch up in his own class to a degree. I mean, Devin White, you heard me say earlier on, he's one of the safest picks in the draft for me. He's better than Roquan Smith, who came out last year, in my opinion.
Really?
Who was a top 8 pick. Yeah. I mean, this guy's, he's like watching that kind of guy, or Reuben Foster when he came out. I will not be surprised if Devin White goes in the top 5 or 6 picks of this draft.
And he wouldn't be overdrafted.
He would not be overdrafted. He is an every down, 3-down linebacker, can cover Travis Kelce up the seam, and then can go tackle Alvin Kamara in space, and then take on a truck like Marshawn Lynch in the hole. He can do it all. He is phenomenal on film. Speed, athleticism, disregard for his body, which is important. I'm sorry, when you're a middle linebacker,
you got to have some of it.
Yeah, you don't want to see hesitation. You know what I mean?
If he's that good, how big is the gap between Devin White and Devin Bush?
Yeah. So, like Devin White, I think, is that kind of guy that could be the top 7, top 8 pick somewhere. I wouldn't even be shocked if the Giants at 6. I mean, gosh damn it, the Raiders at 4 took him. I wouldn't sit here and go, oh, wow. Now, the Raiders have filled some of those voids at linebacker to where I don't think they need him anymore and they can go other positions. But I think Bush is another 4 or 5 picks down from that. Somewhere early teens. No, it's not much. 14, 15, somewhere in that range certainly could be. I mean, Devin Bush is really freaking awesome too. They both have rockets up their butt. And they both
first.
Yeah, they are. It's unreal how they can run.
How they can go.
Yeah, they're good.
We were on the field when Devin Bush played against Notre Dame. I mean,
that's special.
Looks like a running back to me when he's out there going sideline to sideline.
I think he's 4.43, which is insane at that position.
All right, quarterback. You teased it earlier. Whether you knew it
I didn't even need to tease it.
Daniel Jones is a first-round pick.
Hey, this is something I'm going to push back against. I'm just not in the Daniel Jones. I'm in the Daniel Jones. I don't see it on film camp, okay? And again, I hate to say this kind of stuff because I know Daniel Jones is a really nice kid, and he's definitely an NFL quarterback, and I don't want to just totally crap on some young man who's working very hard. But, yes, I have questions, and Daniel Jones, I hope you prove me wrong and shit all over me and tell me I'm wrong, okay, at some point. I'm all for it. I'm always –
And he truly is.
I'm rooting for it. I'm rooting for it. I really am because it's nothing personal. But, yes, on film with Daniel Jones, I don't get it. I don't think he's a first-round talent.
What's not there that you want to be there?
Well, I don't think I see special arms, special athleticism, nothing elite physically where I look at and go, okay, so if you don't have the perfect offense and system around him, what is he going to do? Daniel Jones, if he gets drafted by New England at the end of the first, will he have a successful career? Yes, but so will like 10 other quarterbacks on the list too. So that's not necessarily like a positive. But I just don't see big-time athleticism. I think it's a kind of a funky motion throwing the football. He lets his arm, as I would call, act as an independent contractor, okay? So where, and you know a little of this, you've been in the Simms school of passing to a degree, but when he throws, okay, you got me, Nicole? So he doesn't get any of this, Paul. Like he doesn't get any, like if anybody out there ever watches Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, when they're going to throw the football, they get in this position, right? They create an opposite between their upper and lower half. Daniel Jones keeps it the same all the time. And the arm just kind of whirly-bird windmills around, which, one, leads to very inaccurate throws.
Yep.
And two, does not lend itself to wow or power type throws.
Because you're not using the lower body.
You're not using the lower body. You're not really using the arm as a catapult because what happens when you create opposites too, the arm now is, I'm going to twist out of this, and the arm just lags behind and becomes a catapult. That's what a lot of the great quarterbacks do. He does not have that. So that bothers me. And you know what else bothers me? So we're talking about a smart quarterback who is going to dissect defenses, but he threw for 58% completion percentage. Damn, when Josh Allen last year threw for 56%, the whole world was ready to throw him out of the first round. And his offense was not orchestrated by an NFL offensive coordinator, basically, or a college guru in David Cutcliffe who delivered these plays. So, again, I don't want to make it personal against Daniel Jones. I just don't see first-round talent. I see more talent out of guys like Jarrett Stidham and Ryan Finley.
I was going to ask, which quarterbacks would you take before Daniel Jones?
Those two for sure.
Let's list them. So Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray,
Drew Lock,
Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yep. I would go Finley and Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham from Auburn.
Yes. And then I would probably go to Daniel Jones, there, or Clayton Thorson, who I think is very similar in a lot of ways.
I think you like him even a little more.
Maybe. You're right. And I think, and again, if anybody, Clayton Thorson, if you go out there and watch film from 2 years ago, you'll be a little more impressed than what you saw from last year. Pre-injury, pre-bad ACL injury. So that's where I just push back against the Daniel Jones thing there. Like I said, guys like Jarrett Stidham, they have talent. Like he made me say wow a few times a game where I said, whoa, that was a nice athletic move, and whoa, that ball popped out of his hand.
Right.
Finley, I said wow because I went, whoa. I mean, it's just one nice, accurate throw after another with people around him in the pocket. Whoa, this guy's big and can move like this and throw in the run? Whoa. I didn't do that with Daniel Jones. Yep. So that, to me, does not scream first-round pick. Big thing there with him, from what I hear from everybody, it's all the other stuff is off the charts, which I understand. And I don't have the privy to be around him on the board and do all that. But from my friends and people I've talked to around the NFL, it sounds like all his mental stuff is off the charts. Yeah. His ability to process, the psychoanalysis, the Wonderlic, he must kick ass on all of that, which is going to make coaches feel warm and cozy at night.
Yeah.
But also,
how much can that make up for what you were describing as a fairly average skill set?
Yeah, no, it can make up for it if it's the right system. Like, hey, listen, if he gets in a place where the offense, they can, again, this is not a knock on Tom Brady, but we can watch film with certain New England games, and I can go, he dropped back 30 times, he completed 27 passes, and of those 27 completions, the first guy he looked at, he threw to 25 of the 27 completions.
Right.
So if your ability to process, your own play, the defense, what you're supposed to do with the coverage, the rules that apply there, if you can process that all quickly for a really good offense, he can be successful. But if you don't have that, I'm saying, what are you going to rely on? Because he's not going to make, it's 3rd and 12, and we can't get something going. We need a big play from our quarterback, and we need somebody to throw a howitzer, down the middle of the field to get the chains going and get some positive vibes for our team. I don't think he's the guy to do that.
Listen to what you're saying. It took me back to the first time I saw Tom Brady play in the field. I think it was the 2004 season. So they had won a couple Super Bowls. He was an all-pro quarterback, but there was still this notion out there that he was kind of self-made, overachieving, super smart, great system, but didn't really have an awesome arm or great physical ability. And when you're watching on TV, you don't really know.
Yes.
So I'm down on the field. It's a cold day in November. It's windy. And he was fitting balls in on 20-yard in routes and skinny post and throwing over the top. I was like, oh, my God, I had no idea that in addition to this great system, he's well coached and he's smart, that he could throw the hell out of the football like that. And it was just an eye-opener for me.
Yes.
One, that you have to be there on the field to see it.
Right.
Number two, don't listen to all this stuff about how people say, so-and-so is just a product of the system. He's just a smart guy. A lot of these guys can throw the hell out of the ball.
No doubt.
And it, just like your dad will say, it is so much more important than people think. And if Daniel Jones can't do that, that's why I asked the question about how much could he make up for it. You've got to be so damn smart if your physical abilities are just okay.
No, it's a great point. Exactly right. And then I think to what you're saying, too, and I totally agree with you. I mean, people think I'm a Tom Brady hater because I say Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time, and I don't let Tom Brady off the hook for Deflategate. So I get a lot of crap from that. Tom Brady's the man, okay? Right. I understand that, and I'm a big Tom Brady fan, okay? I really am, and I don't care what anybody says. To what you're saying, his arm is special. People don't realize how special Tom Brady's arm was. Again, in his absolute prime, am I going to sit here and tell you that it was as strong as Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers? No, but it's the next group down. It's a special arm. I mean, again, you talk about the offense isn't working. How is he going to get it done? I'll give you a perfect example. Did anybody watch Super Bowl 51 against the Atlanta Falcons? They took away all the easy bull cap throws that we see New England go. The second half, Brady had to fit into what you were saying, 20-yard comebacks on the sidelines, throwing piss missiles all game long. So he has, because of his length, and this happens to a lot of quarterbacks. I would throw Joe Flacco in this category, Ben Roethlisberger, because they're so big. And they can throw it with ease and still hum it. It doesn't look right on TV at times.
Right.
Because it's just, there's Tom. He's relaxed and throwing a 20-yard comeback. And it looks like he's not putting any effort into it. But he's got giant hands. He's got long arms. His mechanics are really good. And the ball can pop out of his hand effortlessly to, yes, I caught balls from him in practice. And I knew just because I played against him, I was always like, man, Brady's throwing lasers. He's throwing lasers out here. And he doesn't get appreciated for that enough. Yeah.
Two guys who surprised me with that when I was playing catch with him. Number one, your dad.
Oh, yeah. The big guy can let it go. I know.
First time I played catch with your dad, like you go out to catch the ball right here, and it literally moves your body back.
Yeah, he throws a heavy ball, too.
Makes him feel good that he can still do that.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
The other dude who surprised the hell out of me,
Yeah.
Doug Flutie can do that.
Oh, I know. Doug can.
Right?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Another guy with freakishly long arms.
Yeah.
I mean, Doug can scratch his knees without bending over.
Yeah.
And then he has huge hands.
Yeah.
So just the lever theory in general allows him to throw the ball with less effort than maybe the, normal,
Right.
Joey quarterback. Right.
It was the first time probably a couple of years ago. It was before Notre Dame game. It was me and you and
Yeah,
Doug throwing
right.
the ball around. Of course, I knew all about Doug Flutie, but I always just thought he was just like this playmaking athlete, smart, can flip it here, can dunk it there. Wow, can he throw the ball?
He can throw it and spin it.
Comes out with the RPMs.
He
the
does.
velocity.
I think
Yeah.
through the, just the Hail Mary through at Boston
Right?
College, that was 55 yards in the air, kind of on the
I
move.
think it's closer to 70.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting lost here in all the quarterbacks.
Don't worry. That's all right. That was a good talk.
We're going to stay with the quarterback
Yeah.
stuff. This is the 10th and final draft narrative. You can either agree or not agree. Not only could 4 quarterbacks go in round 1, but we could see 5.
I mean,
Let's remove could. Do you think we'll see 5?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see 5. I do think we'll see 4. I think and again, not that I agree with it, but it sounds like someone's going to take the bait on a Daniel Jones, or does somebody trade up late in the first
Is it
round?
so much if you think they should?
Yes.
Do you think it will happen?
I think it will happen.
How many?
Because it's the quarterback position and it gets overvalued. But I'm gonna say 4. Excuse me, why I burp right there. Yes, I'm gonna say 4 though, because it is, of course, just a position of such importance in this day and age in the NFL. So yes, I get it there. But to me, there's only 3 legit first-round talents, and that is Murray, Locke, and Haskins.
Okay.
But I always say this: for guys like Daniel Jones or Ryan Finley or Jarrett Stidham, if they did creep into the first round and people go, oh, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, that's insane. But, so was drafting Blake Bortles at 3. I know, and I know I'm the Blake Bortles hater of the world, but the reason I'm the hater is because I never saw a spiral or a good throw in college to where I thought it was one of the worst 3rd picks ever in the history of the draft. I mean, hey, if Christian Ponder, if he can go to number 10, or Jake Locker can go at number 11.
Blaine Gabbert.
Or Blaine Gabbert, exactly right. Or some of the guys that have been drafted over the years, those just to name a few, then some of these other guys are certainly worthy of being late first-round picks.
All right. Let's put to bed the 10 draft narratives. That was fun. Nice
Thanks.
job.
Way to go. You good job.
Before is that proper?
No.
Me, no. You, yes.
No, you good job.
So we're going to welcome in Brian Burns, a defensive end from Florida State, in a couple of moments here. But before he comes on, kind of set the table, where you have him ranked, what you like, and what people should know about him before we have a conversation with him.
Yeah, no, I mean, Brian Burns, I look at him a lot like almost like a Leonard Floyd type guy who was drafted in the top 10 by the Chicago Bears a few years ago, except I think this guy might have a little bit more true edge pass rush value. Yeah, I had him listed as the number 5 edge rusher in this draft, but this is a strong draft. I mean, it's not, you're listed as the number 5 edge rusher in this draft. You're still a first-round talent. And I think that's Brian Burns. I'll be interested to see how it all plays out because I think he is a special football player. He's a special athlete. He has bend that we talk about coming around the edge. He has a great get-off. His 10-yard split was phenomenal. It was in the 1-5 category or somewhere along there. So he has the potential to be a superstar pass rusher in the NFL.
Right.
To me, he's a more talented Daniel Hunter who came out along those lines. These long, freaky athletes who, you don't always necessarily look at them in awe of their physicality, the way they knock people around, but yet they're strong enough to take on blocks or set the edge in the run game. And then their athleticism makes them incredibly, disruptive on top of that.
Went from 230 to 253 in the offseason.
That's what we gotta talk to him about that.
It's incredible.
It's one of the first things I want to ask about because, I just want to know, man, you're enjoying eating when there's nothing to worry about. He's not living like you and I are. So, yeah, I do. I want to know that for sure and ask him what this whole process is like.
It's interesting, too. He's one of the guys. You can only put so much into all these mock drafts, but we have certain people we trust. You see him going anywhere from 4 to like 31 or 32.
I know. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, I see it being somewhere between 18 and 32, depending how it all shakes out. But I think that could be more the wheelhouse of where he ends up when all's said and done.
All right, he's called in. Let's go ahead and welcome in our guest, Brian Burns, defensive end from Florida State. Brian, we were just talking about you going from 230 to 253. I know you've kept the weight there. What'd you have for breakfast, man? How much you eating?
For breakfast today?
Yeah.
I had 2 waffles, I think 4 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, some toast, and some orange juice.
Solid.
Damn. Wait, so that's impressive. Solid is like, what? That's unreal. So wait, I want to hear more about this because I know this is like, all right, so you're trying to be 250, NFL defensive end, all of that. Is the eating fun at this point? Or is it more like, damn, this is a job and I'm sick of like stuffing my face with this stuff?
Nah, it's good, actually. I mean, once I got used to it, I mean, it's kind of second nature now. It's just whenever I'm hungry, I can get something to eat instead of pushing it off to the side like I used to. I mean, but no, it's not hard at all, really.
What are you talking, like 5 meals? What are we doing? Are we doing 5 meals a day? Like, let me hear your normal workout day. Like, if you were getting close to the combine or your pro day, let me hear like your daily grind of eating and your workout regimen and how that goes down.
Yeah, ideally. So I wake up in the morning, have a good breakfast. I'll go work out after that. After my workout, I have me a big shake. Some time go by, have me lunch. Then I'll go work out again, have me another shake. Then I'll eat dinner. It's not really dinner, but it's dinner around like 6:30, 7. And then I'll eat another dinner at like 10-ish. And then before I go to bed, like around 11:30 or 12, I'll just have 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches.
Wow.
Well done.
Damn. Are you counting calories at this point, or does it not even matter? It's just shovel it in your face.
It don't really matter anymore. I mean, I got used to it now. But, no, it's not hard. It's just what I got to do. It's pretty simple now.
Did you, I didn't mean to cut you off, but did you have a problem, at first dealing or keeping your speed up as you started to put weight on? Because I always hear that's a common issue for guys that are trying to do that.
No, I don't feel like I got slower at all throughout the whole process. I feel like I stayed pretty even. I didn't feel any different when I was adding weight on. I feel good, honestly.
Good.
And he ran in the 4.5s.
4.53.
I believe, yes.
4.53 and a 1.57 10-yard split right there, which
I know
is
you love.
Very important. Yes.
So, Brian, we're having this conversation on a Monday. If you could lay out your week in terms of who you're going to meet with, maybe on campus or go to somebody else's city, what's your NFL meeting week look like right now?
Oh, it's pretty busy. I got about, I think, 6 more visits in total.
Where are you going next?
I'm going to Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Very nice.
Tampa Bay. All right. And then if you can, share us, like, what else? Who are the other 5 teams that are on the list going forward here? And how many visits total are you going to have when all said and done, if you don't mind me asking?
The other ones coming up, I don't remember them all exactly, but I got a couple in mind. I got the Bucks, Detroit, the Bills. Wait, no, not the Bills. The Giants, my bad.
Okay, all good.
Bucks, Detroit, Giants, San Fran, the Colts. That's all I can remember right now. But I think that's most of them that I have left.
Which ones of those teams that you just mentioned, Brian, that you're going to spend time with here soon, have you had the most interaction with leading up to this week?
The Colts. I have a lot of interaction with the Colts.
What kind of things have you done with them?
Just from the ones I named?
Yeah, with all those teams that you mentioned you're going to be seeing in the next few days, I'm just curious which ones before this week have shown the most interest so far.
Yeah, probably the Colts. They've shown the most interest so far. I had a dinner with them before. I also had them at the combine, and I met with them. We got on the board a little bit. So yeah, most definitely them.
Which team have you enjoyed interacting with the most so far?
They all had their time. I mean, all the visits are kind of similar. They're pretty much the same. You meet the people, kind of catch your own little vibe. But I've enjoyed the process, and I've enjoyed all the teams, really.
Good answer there. The correct answer was all teams. That's right, Jerry. You don't want to cancel anybody out. All right. So wait, are you like? I know this is an exciting time, but I went through this myself, and not even to the extent that you are. I was looked at as like I got drafted in the 3rd round. Thought maybe I had a chance at the end of the 1st round. But are you exhausted yet? I know you're excited, but I know when I got done with the process, I was like, damn, can we get this draft here already, and can I play football? Because you have no time off as a college player getting ready for the NFL draft.
I mean, sometimes it's a little load on you. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But I always find myself catching my second win. I'll be fine heading to the next trips, heading to the next visits. I really be fine. I don't really have any problems. And the people in my corner keep me balanced. They keep me well-rounded so I don't get too overwhelmed with all the information and all the traveling and everything like that. The only thing that I really want to improve on, I guess, I mean, that's really – I don't know how to explain, but it's really having a hinder on this process is that I don't have like a steady schedule. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't have time to always work out and always do this and do that like I was before when I was training for the combine. So that's really the only difference.
I get you, man. It stressed me out during it because I kept going, damn, I'm wasting days here to become a better football player where I would like to keep working, but you're always on the move, going to a new place. And if you like football and want to be good at it, you feel like, okay, I know I have to do this, but it's taking away from what I want to be as a player, and that can stress you out. I guess that's what you're kind of saying, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. All right, so – but you gotta feel, and I don't. You don't need to mention teams, but you know you're all over the place on mock drafts. Do you gotta feel on? Do you think you're going to be an end of the first round, middle of the first round, second round? I think you're like, just so you know, and we're transparent here. I think you're somewhere between 20 and 32 in the NFL draft because you're a freak of nature coming off the edge. You got any feel for this yet?
Honestly, I don't. I mean, I don't really pay attention to the mock drafts, but people send them to me. I see some of the rankings, but I've been to as high as three to like, I don't know, like 29 or 30 or something like that. So I really don't know where I'm slotted at or really what's going to happen. I'm just excited to get on the team and start playing ball.
When you go on these visits and you spend time with the teams, and you mentioned a lot of them are pretty similar, you've done a number of them already. Have you got to the point where you ask questions of them, where you get inside their building and they're like, okay, I want to find some stuff out from these guys?
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much how all the visits go. I mean, just to really get a feel of how a normal day is over there. I mean, they can tell me that better than anybody else can. So just really figuring out a normal day and how things work at their facility. That's pretty much what I ask and what I'm looking forward to an answer.
Yeah, and from that, like, again, we know you're a stud. What is the one thing teams are telling you or question you about your play on the field? Like, what is there one area where you go, okay, I mean, I obviously need to improve in this area because teams keep asking me about it?
Definitely speed, the power, point of attack. Those are my main two things that they ask me about because I usually just show my speed and my speed rush and my counter moves and things like that. I don't really convert to a speed to power, but that's one thing I'm definitely going to work on. I've been working on it already, but yeah, that's definitely one thing that I really want to work on.
Do you get personal when you see like some of these rankings and how these defensive ends are stacked up? Like, and again, I'm speaking from my experience. When I used to see quarterbacks ranked ahead of me in the draft process, I used to be like, damn, there's no way that guy's better than me. I'm better than him. So does it get personal with you at times? Does it motivate you to see like you at 5th or the 4th best defensive end or whatever it may be?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it does. Sometimes I just look at it. But most of the time I just look at it and laugh. I mean, I feel like God got a plan for everybody. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, whatever God has in store for me, hope it's for the best. So I don't really think about it too much. But sometimes it does catch my attention. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely better than this dude. But I mean, it's all good. At the end of the day, we all getting drafted.
Yeah, that's right. All right, you get into the NFL. I want to ask anybody this coming out, what's the first thing you're buying there? Because you're about to be, big dollars, big cash. I want to know what the first thing you're going to buy for yourself.
The first thing I'm buying for myself is a movie ticket to see Avengers Endgame.
Why don't you go now?
It doesn't come out till April 26th.
See, this is why I need you next to me.
Thank you, yes.
Yeah. Why do you know that?
Because I have kids, and I know when the Avengers are coming out. All right, so
Who's
Avengers
Endgame. Who's going with you to the movie?
Oh, my former teammates, my homeboys, Trey McKitty, Adam Torres, Joshua Kando, and Josh Brown. Those are the three main dudes come with me.
Okay, all right. And then here's another thing I got to ask. I ask anybody this. Who was your favorite player growing up? Any reason you wear 99? And who's the guy you can't wait to hit when you get into the NFL? Who do you got your sights on?
Favorite player growing up is Jason Taylor.
Is that why you wear 99? That's it right there?
He plays a part in why I wear 99, but he's not the main reason why. I just feel like 99 stands out. It's nobody, like in college, nobody else has 99 but the defensive end or a defensive tackle. There's only one person with 99.
Right.
No one else really has it. So I feel like it just stands out by itself. And then, of course, he was a great player, a legend, Hall of Famer. And our body types are similar games. So, yeah, that's another reason.
Yeah.
But going into the NFL, who do I want to hit?
Yeah, tell me, who's on the wish list?
Who's on the wish list? I got to go with the greatest. I got to go with Tom Brady.
You got to go with Brady? Okay, that's all right. Yep.
Got to go with the greatest.
Yeah, I'd say, listen, we've asked a few players this, and he's at the top of a lot of people's list. It's all about Brady. So, okay, just be careful, man. You got to respect your elders. Don't hit him too hard.
Yeah. If I get the chance, I'm trying to make my own name out here. But he's definitely a great player, and I would love to have that opportunity.
Yeah. All right, man. You're the man. I know you got better things to go. Do you got anything you want to ask him on the way out?
I was going to ask him if Florida State's going to be back on the winning side next season.
Yeah, please.
What do you think?
I definitely think so. I think Coach Taggart and his staff is going in the right direction now. Going off his first season wasn't too good. I feel like he's making strides in the right direction.
All right, Big Brian Burns, you the man. Good luck with everything in the draft. I hope you end up where you want to end up. I hope you get all the cash you want to get. Don't forget about us when you become famous and a double-digit sack leader, okay? Because we're going to ask you to come on again. But good luck with everything.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Be good.
Thanks, Brian. See you. First time he hits Tom Brady hard, maybe he can come on and talk to us about it.
Without a doubt.
About what it felt like.
It is. I feel like that's going to be everybody's pick on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, pretty much. I understand it.
It's always enlightening to me to talk to these guys as we get closer to the draft about how much time they're spending in other people's facilities. So here we are on a Monday, and I asked him, what are you doing this week with NFL teams? I thought maybe 1 or 2 visits. You say 6?
6, right.
And he knows over the next week or so?
That's what it is right now.
Can they at any point say, you know what, no, I'm going to stay home for a day or 2? Is that ever happen?
No, they can't, because even when they go, just for instance, even if you think you're going to be a top 10 pick, okay, I'm going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
If team number 25 wants to take a visit, even though you go, okay, I'm not going to be there at 25, there's no guarantee that, 25 might trade up to get into the top 10 and take you. So you got to give them the respect to get to know you as a player. So I think that's where it is. But it is a stressful time. I know I was stressed as hell about it. You don't get to work out like he was saying.
Right.
You don't get to continue to build on your craft. And you feel like when you go to the combine in your pro days, you're like, okay, I'm at like peak performance level right now. And you want to stay there, and you have to make all these visits and travel, and you're eating airport food and everything like that to where you go, this is not helping me become a better player. And that used to stress me out.
Right. And then they get to minicamp, and they're kind of worn out at that point with all they've already been through.
Worn out or not in shape because they haven't been able to work out, to where that's where I always question teams who go too hard with their rookies the first day, where I want to go, let's just get them in there so we don't have a Dante Fowler type tear your ACL the first time you've been on the field for an OTA practice.
Well, Florida State is not going to show up on any part of our next conversation here. We want to kind of make the transition. National championship coming up tonight.
Right.
Virginia against Texas Tech. And thinking about the Red Raiders, has any college had a better season, just in terms of what they're doing with winning, what their graduates are doing, outdoing other things? Think about Texas Tech. They've got Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Right.
They're playing for the national championship in basketball.
Insane.
Tonight. Can you think of any college who belongs in that conversation with Texas Tech?
Okay. I mean, Duke comes to mind.
Every season, but I mean, like.
Because they have Zion Williamson, and they have a quarterback that's being talked about is going in the first round of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, it's a good
so I'm
extra.
going to throw that out there, okay?
Good bonus.
And of course, their basketball team was good, but no, I don't think it's, Texas Tech level, okay? The other one is Oklahoma. I mean, they have a chance to have 2 first picks of the draft here in the same calendar year.
Back-to-back Heisman Trophy
Back-to-back
winners.
Heisman Trophy winners. And, of course, they've been in back-to-back Final Four appearances for football, too.
You say 4. You're leaving out 4th consecutive men's gymnastics title.
Oh, damn. I forgot that one. How could I have forgot it?
As long as we're looking at everything
You're right.
here,
You're right. I'll
there.
take it. Okay.
Penn State, Saquon Barkley.
Yes.
Rookie of the Year. 4th consecutive wrestling championship. That's 8 and 9 years.
Okay.
They're ranked #1 in lacrosse right now.
Okay. That's good.
Nittany Lions.
That's
Red
great.
Raiders? No.
I'm holding this. I mean, that's great. I'm happy for these schools and their programs there. But no, the Red Raiders.
Nobody's touching
Well,
them.
no,
Yeah,
somebody's
I know.
got to have at some point the team accomplishment to go along with Texas Tech. Texas Tech has this finals appearance tonight, let alone a transcended quarterback and a coach who has become an NFL head coach, whether he deserves it or not at this point, that's deserves, that we'll see.
This topic came up as something to talk about. I was all excited. I couldn't find really another school that was even close.
I've thought about it for the last 48 hours because our producer, Matt Casey, came up with the idea, and I was just like, damn, I can't really even think anybody that messes with it.
If you're listening and want to send us a tweet or something.
Yeah, if we're missing somebody stupid or out there, please let us know.
If there's a college or university out there belongs to this conversation more than the ones we mentioned, we would love to hear about it.
I mean, I guess Michigan.
That's every year, though. I mean,
know.
Tom Brady.
Well, yeah, Brady won the 6th Super Bowl, so they can claim they have.
Ty Law goes to Hall of Fame.
Ty Law is going to the Hall of Fame.
Hoops was disappointing.
I know they
by
got
their own standards.
By their own standards, they got Elite Eight. Were they Elite Eight, right? I think they were. I think they lost to Texas Tech.
They made it to that weekend.
Yeah, I thought they lost on the Elite Eight weekend. I'm pretty sure, but I can't. Either way, it's Elite Eight, Sweet 16.
A good season.
Good season.
Yeah.
But
it's not like Texas Tech making it to the national championship.
And are we missing anybody else out there? I mean, Oregon State won the baseball championship last year.
Yeah.
I mean, Alabama, we can't talk about anything other than the football
it's so expected,
people.
though. There needs to be the element of surprise.
Yes, there needs to be an element of another sport that you're bringing to the table to go, okay, that's special too.
Right.
So, hey, Oklahoma also had not only them, but who was the damn little basketball shooter they had? The Trey that went to Atlanta. Somebody in the back help me. Please help me. Because
I can picture him.
Trey Young, right, yes. Who has a chance to be Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
So there's another. Oklahoma was kind of kicking ass.
If the expectations weren't so high at Oklahoma.
You're right.
They have more accomplishments than Texas Tech.
They do.
Texas Tech has the variety and, once again, the element of surprise.
Right.
By playing hoops tonight. They canceled class tonight and tomorrow.
Way to go, Texas Tech. That's the right thing to do.
We should be doing this live from Lubbock.
Oh, that's a party school right there.
How would you get there from here, though?
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. You'd have to fly into Dallas and then fly over there.
Lubbock, yeah.
I've been to Lubbock. There's not a whole lot to do there.
What were you there for?
Well, we had to play Texas Tech in college twice. So
how'd it go?
1-1. Kingsbury got us my senior year. Gosh, they were a pain in the ass. I mean,
have you parlayed the fact that you guys were playing in the same field together into calling them to talk about the draft?
No, but we've talked. I mean,
you should.
Whenever we see each other, we talk football.
Would he call you back if you called him this week?
I think he would. Yeah, I think he likes me for the most part. But
try it.
Yeah, I'll try. Okay, I'll try it. But him and Wes Welker. Wes Welker was their wide receiver when I was in college. Yeah, you believe that?
Wow.
Yeah, did you forget about that, huh?
Yeah.
I know. And Wes Welker, I kept going, like, who is this? He wore number 27 at wide, and I was like, who the hell is this kid that's open over the middle of the field all game long? And then, of course, they threw the ball 70 times a game. 4th down meant nothing to them.
Right.
I mean, it's 4th and 7 on their own 40-yard line, and they'd go for it and get the first down.
Right.
And it just keeps tremendous pressure on you at the time. But special place, and they love to party up there. Like, we used to have Texas players in the offseason who would make the drive up to Lubbock.
How far the drive?
It's like a 6-hour drive.
From Austin?
Yes.
Why do you need to leave Austin?
I don't know either. But, just dumb things college kids do. I did not partake in that trip.
Never went?
No, I was just like, why would you leave Austin is what I wanted to say. I'm not going up there.
Right.
But, yeah, the partying's kind of famous. They're going to get after it in Lubbock tonight.
Iowa played Texas Tech in the 2001 or 2002 Alamo Bowl. Cliff Kingsbury was a quarterback.
Right.
Iowa won on a last-second field goal made by a field goal kicker who played in the NFL for 10 years. Who was it?
A field goal kicker?
If I'm going to take you back to Iowa City, you got to be up on got to be up on these things. Yeah, field goal kicker.
Yeah, okay. I have no freaking clue.
Nate Kading.
Nick Kading.
Nate.
Okay. Nate? Is it Nate? God,
I
think I've been calling him Nick Kading.
It is Nate.
Oh, damn
Have you been calling him Nick?
I think I've been calling him Nick for like a decade now. Yep. Sorry, I'm not too good with kickers, okay?
You're going to draw the line there.
You can ask me about
You were really good on the Ohio
roster.
State, like the quick impromptu Ohio State trivia. You were right on it. But I did not include any kickers.
No, kickers, come on. No, sorry.
All right. Other stuff from the weekend, some leftovers from the weekend. Antonio Brown.
What?
Social media.
Come on.
Despite, what do you think?
Well, just move on.
Right?
What are you doing?
How does he not have someone on his team being like, you know what, dude, no.
Yeah.
Just don't.
Well, because everyone's probably too scared to approach him at this point on the new team. They're going, damn, is he going to,
Someone from his old team that still has his.
I don't think you can stop this force right now. It just, to me, not a good look for him. Shows that he's a little insecure. Really proving right all the narratives that were out there that he felt disrespected because he wasn't named the offensive MVP of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he felt disrespected to all of that.
Recap what he did on social media with his former teammate Juju Smith-Schuster. They were going back and forth.
Back and forth. They weren't.
Team MVP.
A fan was attacking Antonio Brown and tweeted at him about Juju Smith-Schuster was the team MVP. And then he decided to go personal and go, okay, I think he went emotion ... and talked about how Juju Smith-Schuster blew the season for the Pittsburgh Steelers by fumbling. And here it is. You want to read it? Go ahead. You're a better reader than me.
Emotion. Boy fumbled the whole postseason in the biggest game of the year. Everyone went blind to busy making guys famous. Not enough reality these days. By the way, check the list. That's from Antonio Brown. And then back from Juju Smith-Schuster. Keep your emotions off the internet is basically what he's saying.
Yeah, keep your emotions off. And then he goes, all I ever did was show that man respect from the moment I got to the league. I was genuinely happy for him to hear when he got traded to Oakland with a big contract. And now he takes shots at me on social media.
Put yourself in his shoes. I mean, when he gets to the Steelers camp, how much do you think he's looking up to Antonio Brown and wants his respect and then earns it and he thinks it means something? And then this comes back to it this way.
You know it. You've been in locker rooms when you're around a legend.
He was probably crushed.
Crushed.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Juju Smith-Schuster already took blame for fumbling the ball. He took it like a man and said, I messed up, and I might have messed up the season. So now you're going to have Antonio Brown throw, flames on that?
Right.
Okay, or, gasoline on that? The other thing, too, that was the biggest game of the year until the biggest game of the year the next week where Antonio, you didn't even show up for the game, the whole week of work. So I just don't like that aspect of Antonio Brown. The player is exciting, but too many of these things are immature and show just a narcissistic way that I don't think, anybody should be, proud of or happy with when you look at him or read some of the stuff he says.
Another thing that happened this weekend, a little more entertaining, I think.
Yeah.
You like baseball brawls?
Base
brawl?
What?
National League style,
League?
old school, Reds, Pirates. Did you see Yasiel Puig? And for everyone with us on YouTube, look at Yasiel Puig. He's got like 4 Pirates holding him back, and one of his teammates down in his ankles trying to hold him back.
Yeah, well, you know what I want to comment on. Look at his hamstring and his ass. That's what I want to look at. His power there. But yeah, Yasiel.
Looks like he's coming off the edge.
He's
right?
that or like a legit running back, something like that. He could do something like that, like Bo Jackson. He's got that type of speed. But he is one of those crazy who I'd go, I think he would be like, okay, I'll fight everybody on the team, but one at a time.
Right.
Let's do it.
When I was living in LA, we used to go to Dodger Stadium all the time.
Yeah.
And he's a guy you would love because I know how you're into the physicality.
Right.
Like he walks out of the dugout.
Oh, I know.
And right away it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a special look. I saw it a few years ago because I went to a Mets-Dodgers game when they were here in the New York area.
Yeah.
And I love checking out guys just to see like what are the physical attributes that make him special. And that is the first thing with him. You see it, some broad shoulders and an unbelievable pair of legs that you go, okay, I understand why this guy's powerful.
Remember when he first came in the league, he was hitting like 600 for like a month or so, and then teams started throwing curveballs, like low and away. And he swung at every single one of them for a couple months.
Are you saying Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
Right?
That's my Major League reference for everybody out there.
Major League.
Classic. Classic.
1989.
Yeah, that's
you were
right.
probably
One
8
other
years
thing.
old.
One other thing that happened on the weekend.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
The poacher Have you heard about this story?
From you, I've heard it a little bit.
You know me.
Fill me
I'm
in.
all about my animals.
Yeah.
I'm all green
And
environment.
I'm on your side with all of it.
Okay,
The whole
good.
thing,
I'm
yeah.
glad you are. I mean,
Yeah.
if you weren't, I'd have to kick you off the show. So either way,
Yes.
I'm with you here. Okay, we have a poacher. We don't even know his name, but famous in the continent of Africa for illegally poaching rhinoceros.
Yeah, horrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, karma is something to be reckoned with, okay? Because he was out on the hunt again this weekend, and an elephant ran him over. They think it killed him on contact, but nonetheless, the lions finished the job.
Whoa.
And ate him all the way down to where all they could find was a pair of jeans and a skull. So I don't know. Again, listen, I'm never happy anybody dies, okay? But when you're killing animals that are endangered and are rare and you think you're special because you're doing that, I don't necessarily shed a tear when you die yourself because one of those animals got you back.
We've all had these moments with our kids where you're watching like National Geographic and, for 10 or 20 minutes, something will pop up about poachers or things like this.
Yes.
And you always just so feel for the animals that, the animals maybe get one back every now and then.
Yeah, good.
So as you said, karma, it's a difficult thing.
Yeah, good. Oh, okay. They're telling
I am Captain Planet. Captain Planet. He's a
See what you did with your weekend. You and your kids made that.
Oh, I love
Right?
it. Captain Planet.
Say that again. Can we say that again?
Oh, I love the song, too.
Were you behind this?
My green hair, too?
I am Captain Planet. Captain Planet. He's a hero.
Who's in your gang there?
Yeah, just a few of my closest friends. We fight the war on the planet.
Why don't I get a little face in one of those?
We'll try to work you into there
All right.
for sure,
All right.
because you're in on the good
I told
fight.
you I'm on your side. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
hey, come on. We're all for it. We want the environmental friendly, so I'm always going to bring that stuff on. I hope everybody out there can deal with it.
Don't get me started on all this stuff because I am as much that way as you are, if not even
A little farther?
maybe.
Okay,
Maybe.
good. All right, well, we'll both get in trouble at some point. I think we're done, right? We did
That's
it
it?
all? We hit it all? All right.
If we stop talking politics, we might get asked back on Wednesday.
Okay.
Maybe.
I probably will dive down that wormhole at some point, too. Don't tempt me, Paul.
All right.
Everybody. Hey, thanks as always, Paul.
Good to
You're
see
the
you.
man. Paul Burmeister here. He's my guy, okay? Please download the podcast anywhere you can do it. YouTube.com/NBC Sports if you want to see our two ugly faces on the screen. And, hey, always can get me at CSimsQB on Twitter or at Simms Unbuttoned on Instagram. Peace out, homies. We'll talk to you Wednesday. Yo, what's up? Come on, man. Subscribe on YouTube to Chris Simms Unbuttoned Podcast. I need you. Please hit the subscribe button, please.